There are relics, and then there are legends, but few hold the weight, the mystery, and the power of the Ark of the Covenant, a vessel said to carry the very presence of Yahweh, capable of leveling armies, parting rivers, and shaking empires to their knees. You've heard whispers of its gold, its power, its disappearance. But what if the story was never lost, just misplaced, buried under colonized myths, misnamed kingdoms, and a history rewritten by empire? Because deep in the Horn of Africa, long before Babylon laid siege to Jerusalem, a royal bloodline was already moving the Ark out of danger and into the hands of Solomon's firstborn son, Menelik. And today, after decades of silence, new reports are emerging. Testimonies, eyewitness claims, digital archives, all pointing to the same ancient truth. The Ark never disappeared. It was hidden, in plain sight. And what if I told you that this powerful Hebrew-African story, passed down in the sacred text known as the Kebra Nagast, may have even shaped the Greek tale of Pandora's box? This is the kind of truth they don't teach in Western schools. In fact, it's the type of story that's already gaining traction. And let's be honest, the platforms don't always like that. So don't just watch this video. Experience the full truth for yourself. Right now, you can download the Kebra Nagast as a full audiobook, absolutely free, when you use our 30-day trial link to Audible in the description below. Listen on your commute, at work, in prayer. This book is your key to unlocking what the world tried to bury. And trust me, once you hear what's in it, you'll never look at the Bible or world history the same way again. Click that link to grab your free copy, then come back and buckle in, because now we're diving into the untold journey of the Ark, from ancient Jerusalem to the hills of Ethiopia and beyond. This is FactorIt Media. Let's get into it.
They say it held the presence of Yahweh himself. A golden chest, untouchable, radiant, capable of splitting rivers, leveling armies, and striking down the arrogant with divine fire. The Ark of the Covenant, perhaps the most mysterious relic in all of biblical history. But what if the story we've been told is only the beginning? What if the Ark wasn't just one object? What if it wasn't even where they said it was? And what if its true legacy reached farther than Jerusalem? Farther than Babylon? Even farther than the borders of Israel itself? This is the untold story of the Ark of the Covenant. Welcome to FactorIt Media. Most people associate the Ark of the Covenant with a singular golden box. Exodus describes it in exacting detail, overlaid with gold, carrying the stone tablets of the covenant, guarded by two cherubim atop the mercy seat. But Deuteronomy paints a different picture. There, the Ark isn't gold at all. It's described simply as a box of solid wood with no mention of golden overlay, angelic figures, or sacred decorations. This discrepancy has led scholars to suggest that there may have been multiple arks, each created in different periods, each symbolizing the evolving nature of Israel's covenant with Yahweh. One for the wilderness, one for the temple, one for the people in exile, and maybe one hidden far beyond the reach of Babylon's empire. See, the Ark's fate after the Babylonian siege has always been a mystery. The Temple of Solomon was destroyed, Jerusalem burned, the priests scattered, but Babylon never captured the Ark. And that's where the Ethiopian connection becomes impossible to ignore. According to Ethiopian tradition held for over 2,000 years, King Solomon sent the Ark with his son, Menelik the child born from Solomon's union with the Queen of Sheba, Makeda. The story says that Menelik, raised in Ethiopia, visited Jerusalem as a young man. When he returned home, he didn't leave empty-handed. Some say he took the Ark with Solomon's blessing. Others say it was taken in secret, swapped by the priests who believed Ethiopia was the true land of righteousness. Either way, this version of history would explain why Babylon never recovered it, because it was never there. But let's go deeper. The Ark wasn't just a religious relic, it was a weapon of war. a divine force that led Israel into battle, turned tides, and inspired fear across the ancient world. And as the story of the ark spread beyond Israel, something strange began. It began to morph. Over time, distant cultures began to tell their own versions of a box that carried divine power and destruction. Which brings us to Pandora's box.
Real quick, while we uncover the secrets of the ark, let's not forget the power we carry right now. That's why we're shining a light on GLO Melanin, a black-owned turmeric scrub made for melanin-rich skin. Whether it's dark spots, inner thighs, or underarms, it's all natural, effective, and made with us in mind. Over 5,000 bought it just this month, and with our exclusive link in the description, you can grab it for under $30. Support the glow, support the story. Now, let's get back to the ark and why Ethiopia may hold more than myth.
In Greek mythology, Pandora is given a mysterious container. She is warned never to open it, but when she does, all the evils of the world escape. Death, disease, war, pain. Only hope remains inside. Now compare that to the ark. It is a container not meant to be opened lightly. Those who touched it improperly died instantly. It brought plagues to the Philistines. It felled soldiers in the thousands. And yet, it also brought hope, divine favor, and protection. Is it a coincidence or cultural memory rebranded? Many scholars believe Pandora's box was a Greek reimagining of earlier Hebrew or Near Eastern myths. But what most fail to see is that Ethiopia may have been the crucial bridge. Because when we talk about mythological influence, cultural memory, and the cross-currents of ancient civilizations, we must acknowledge a critical truth. Ethiopia was not on the fringes of history. It was one of its foundations. In Greek mythology, Andromeda, a princess saved by Perseus, is explicitly called Ethiopian. Her beauty was so renowned that it angered the gods. While some argue Ethiopia simply meant a distant land, this naming isn't random. In the Greek imagination, Ethiopia symbolized wonder, origin, and the divine. Then there's Memnon, a warrior king from Ethiopia, son of the dawn goddess. He was a peer to Achilles, a hero from the edge of the world, who fought with honor and died with glory. Greek art and literature often portrayed Ethiopians as exotic, mysterious, and powerful. And it wasn't just for flair. It was because African civilizations had influence. Ethiopia, with its ties to Egypt, Nubia, and the Hebrew kingdom through Solomon, stood at the intersection of three ancient superpowers. It was a conduit for ideas, for trade, for religion. So if the ark traveled south, and the myths of a deadly divine container traveled north, it wouldn't be mythology, it would be memory. Today, in Axum, Ethiopia, the ark is said to still exist. Guarded, protected, never seen. Housed in a modest chapel and watched over by a single monk who has dedicated his life to its keeping. The world scoffs at the claim. But Ethiopia never needed outside validation. For generations, its people have preserved a sacred story, one where the ark was never lost. It was taken home. So what's the truth? Is the ark a legend, a weapon, a relic lost in the ashes of Jerusalem, or a divine inheritance preserved in the mountains of Ethiopia? We may never know for certain, but the connections, the traditions, the echoes, they're louder than myth. From Hebrew prophets, to Cushite queens, to Greek poets, to Ethiopian monks, the Ark of the Covenant has always been more than a box. It's a symbol of divine power, of stolen legacy, of cultural memory that refuses to be erased. And in the end, its true power may not lie in being found, but in refusing to be forgotten. If you're ready to uncover more lost scriptures, hidden truths, and the Afrocentric roots of ancient history, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Because here at FactorIt Media, we don't just tell stories. We reveal the ones they tried to erase.
So, what is the truth behind the Ark of the Covenant? A lost relic? A divine weapon? Or a living symbol of the power Yahweh placed in his chosen people? A power that empires feared and stories tried to bury? We hope this journey sparked something in you, a hunger to reclaim the truth, to rediscover our place in the ancient record. If you want to go even deeper, don't forget to grab your free 30-day Audible trial and listen to the Kebra Nagast, the Ethiopian epic that preserves the Ark's journey and our legacy. The link's in the description. And while you're there, support Black-owned excellence by checking out the GLO Melanin Turmeric Scrub, a powerful skincare essential trusted by thousands. History isn't the only thing worth restoring, so is you. If this video spoke to you, subscribe to FactorIt Media. Follow us on TikTok, hit us up on Twitter. We're not just telling history, we're telling our story.